Hello, welcome to PlayStation Access. My name's Nathan, and today I am here with Hollie.
Hello, everybody.
Hollie, we're back with a game which we were very excited about last year. We've got brand new gameplay now. This is Biomutant.
And it has come a long way. I went back and watched the old videos to help me sort of refresh and prepare to make this one with you, and I was like, oh, damn. Like you said earlier on, we must have got the code for last year really early.
Yeah, I think that they were showing it slightly. I think it got more attention than they perhaps expected, and so they have. But that's driven them on. That's what they were saying today.
Oh, this looks great.
Explain. Even this has changed.
So this is the character customization. Now, if you go back and watch our old video, you can see even how far this has come on. Not just in terms of graphics, but like how the stats are on the right-hand side. Almost completely different in the way it looks.
And I still like that you can completely you get your DNA strand, and then you can completely customize the look, and then also the statistics of your Biomutant, and they're making him a disgusting colour as well.
Yeah, and they've also they've added a randomizer as well, so you can just go completely crazy looking if you want to. But like if you were super intelligent, you've got a really big head.
Yeah, which our guy apparently does. So yeah, like we said. Things have moved on since the videos, which you can watch on the channel from last year. This build was in. It's still. They wanted us to stress again. We're still a long way from finished.
Oh, we're still in alpha.
But we are getting there. We captured this on a PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah, which they literally turned up and they were like, no one's really allowed capture. But we bought this PlayStation 4 with us in our hand luggage just for you guys.
Which was really kind of them.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. And what they were saying was, in as much as they could in a demo on a show floor, because we are at Gamescom, and these things have to be a bit more directed, but they wanted to show last year's gameplay was quite linear, and this is a bit more, hey, have a look at the open world.
Yeah, so when we saw it last year, it was behind closed doors, so it was showing things like how the weapon crafting and mutations work. But because those are so ridiculously vast, those sort of things are locked out, so this is very much a gameplay demo. This is what, if you came to Gamescom, you would have played this build. So when think about it, you've got, 60,000 people come here?
Yeah,
now imagine most people pick up your demo, and it's like, well, how does it?
I know. I spent 30 minutes making a gun, and now I don't know what's happened.
Exactly. So this is a very closed-off demo, but we are seeing lots and lots of action, basically.
So what I thought was interesting here, I don't know how these things are procedurally decided, but in this area of the open world, in this particular kind of version of the world, there's a radiation contamination warning.
Yeah. Now, for example, this could be my world.
Yeah.
And then in your world, when it loads, although the map is the same, so you'll be in this area, yours could be frozen, for example.
Yes.
And what you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, we've now got a radiation warning.
Ticker.
And that is starting to tick up.
What percentage?
Then when this percentage reaches 100, it's a death.
Indeed.
So you could, for example, have a hazmat suit.
Yep. And if it was cold, you can wear warmer clothes.
Yeah, warmer clothes. So, it'll all be slightly different, but it'll be in the same area. So this is a little tribe. There are several. There are
six
tribes specifically in the game. This is one of them.
And they're trying to capture this, fluff Hulk.
Yes, because they want his fur. Now, because this is a radioactive environment, he is a radioactive fluff Hulk.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes.
You see him spit the radioactive.
Yeah. That makes loads of sense to me. And do you know what? I would say, genuinely, watching last year when I saw this game, I was like, aesthetically, what is happening? It doesn't quite know what it's trying to deliver, right? It's cool, but it doesn't know what it is. But I think if anything, it's like one of those lessons of, and I've read a lot about game development, I've talked to a lot of games developers, and a lot of the time, it's only when things come together. There's that kind of faith that all the things you think are going to come together are coming together. And here now you kind of see like the cutesiness of this game and the narration, the kind of like almost, like Jackanory style narration, real kind of British bedtime flavour to it. And on all the kind of the cutesiness of the tribes and the kind of playfulness of your weapons, I'm beginning to kind of see how it coalesces into like a style which they have described to us in the meeting today, and I think maybe based on kind of what Rob was saying last year. But like a Ratchet and Clank crossed with DMC, crossed with like Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, so the DMC stuff comes in. This is a little bit about the weapons again, which isn't, you don't see it in detail as much in this video, but you can see that you're packing two weapons. It's completely seamless as you switch between them, and it's very much about juggling, getting characters up in the air, stunning them, switching your weapons and pulling out combos DMC style.
Yeah, with
and it's that smooth.
With a gun, right? Like
With a
you're
gun.
also kind of switching between melee and ranged.
So here we are finding like a special weapon.
Yes.
So obviously you're crafting weapons, but there are certain weapons that have certain functions.
And this one is called, is it like a clonk fist?
This is a clunk fist. Now, what this particular one does is that you can charge it up and use it to break doors.
Yeah.
And as you progress in the game, you can then upgrade it to bust up bigger doors, which they've kind of just done for the sake of this demo.
I really got the kind of ratchet and clankness of, you know, like the over-the-top physical weapons this time through.
But it's got this weird grittiness to it.
Yeah, it really does.
But it's obviously not. It's not like aggressive or nasty, but it's much darker than what a Ratchet and Clank would do.
Yeah, it's like Mad Max.
Yeah.
But
Now,
with fluffy toys.
so here's the Arkham bit. So you see, obviously, when they're charging,
Okay.
it's that chance to dodge and parry, a little bit like Batman.
Right, group combat style.
Exactly. So that to them was kind of the Arkham flavour.
Compared to the group combat that we saw last year, this looks so much just kind of cleaner, and everyone's kind of more distinct, and like I have a better idea of what's going on.
Interestingly, in the last, when I was reading through the comments, the big one from a lot of people was that frame rate. And actually, when you go back, you can see it stutter and struggle. They've come a long, long way. And even they, when we saw it, they were like, we've still got a long way to go, and we are still working. But
Exactly.
it's so different.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, and we won't make any promises for the final game. You've got to watch it, kind of decide for yourself. But yeah, like they said, they're still months away from release.
So to give you some idea, it's 4x4 kilometres map, and that's just above ground. And so if you can see it, you can go there. You're obviously a tiny little creature, so actually getting around can really, really take some time.
Yeah.
Now where we are in the map now, this would sort of be, you'd have to do several sort of quests.
I think we're popping a mutation. That's why I've interrupted.
Yes, we are. So, so this quest is just, you wouldn't necessarily get here straight away when you were playing, but it's because it's a special demo build. So, mutations, you are a biomutant, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
You've got the biomutations, which are the physical manifestations.
Like this one. This is a mucus bubble, where
Yes.
you can have a giant mucus bubble which can help you to traverse areas, protect you from fall damage and stuff, but also you can wrap up enemies. And what the guy who was demoing it for us today was trying to do was, you can launch enemies if you have them on the right side of the bubble when it pops, they will be flung away and you're trying to get one in the oil. And I think that does happen later in the fight. But yeah, explain to us how kind of the mutations work on your character overall. You have like a certain number and you can swap in and out. Is that right?
So you've got the bio, then you've got psi. So
Right.
think of these like X-Men powers, the powers you can't necessarily see.
Gotcha.
Like telekinesis. And then there's the bionics.
Okay.
So you've got bionics as well. And they're all sort of found and unlocked in different ways and places.
Okay.
And they're upgradable, and there's some crazy
I heard that
stuff.
the tribes, maybe that was more to do with weapons, that the tribes have got certain things which if you investigate their storylines, you will get from them.
Yes, they have special weapons, and they can range from shurikens to boomerangs.
Oh, man.
Yes, so they also some special weapons that can be worth, doing their quests and getting to know the tribes, try and get those weapons. So like another bio one, for example, is like and we saw this in our other gameplay, is that you can grow these like mushrooms, and you can use them to bounce on to reach places maybe you couldn't have reached before.
I do remember that.
They were like, if you team that up
with the
bouncy mucus, you can really like double your height.
And that was kind of when when something else fell into place when I was watching the demo today, and they were kind of saying like, we want to make it so that, I don't know how far the ambitions for this go, so I don't want to overspeak on their behalf, but like in that way of Just Cause or Dishonored, but obviously a bit more playful and a bit more playground, they want to kind of give people physical tool sets to just kind of experiment with and mess around. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a little bit crazy, and how you mix up your weapons and your combos all make a big difference, and your mutation powers. So here was like the clunk fist as well.
I love this. It had me actually laughing out loud. This was amazing.
It just shows just the playfulness of the game and what they're doing.
So what the attack that he's about to pull out in a second, he's just going to be jumping around, hammering these little guys.
Yes. So this is the wushu. So every weapon has like a wushu, which is like its super mode. So this is the clunk fist, where you basically just pummel them into the ground.
I love it. It's like going camping and putting my tent up. But
Wow. But with like
bad
a clunk
guys.
fist and
Yeah, with a tribe of little fluffy things.
then he's just blown himself up, so it's fine. So this is one of those big yellow doors, so once your clunk fist upgrade, you'll be able to get through it, but they've just done it for the sake of the demo.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise people are just not going to be able to get anywhere.
Yeah.
But you'd need to upgrade to break a big yellow door open.
Yeah, okay. And we're gonna, I guess the demo, I know where it goes because I saw it. We should probably give a bit of background though as to what's happened with this world in general.
Okay, so you're in a post-apocalyptic world where like oil has kind of seeped through and is killing everything.
Yeah.
The Tree of Life actually sits at the centre of this world, and the Tree of Life is dying. If the Tree of Life dies, that's it. The world as we know will cease to exist and everything's awful. So we're trying to cleanse the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
So when I last caught up with them, they were like, the Tree of Life has 5 roots and there's 5 parts to each root.
Oh,
And
wow.
if you cure them, so curing an entire root,
Yeah.
one of the 5,
Yeah.
gives you a 20% chance
Yeah.
of winning, like healing the world.
Well, that makes sense.
So you could just do one and then go to to go for completion, and then
Yeah.
the game will literally roll like RNG style and be like, well, you've got a 20% chance of
Right.
saving the world.
Yeah.
So the more you do, the more the percentage that you will save people. However, you don't have to even do that.
Okay.
You can just be like, no, I don't want to save anyone. Like, screw you guys, and just literally finish the game with 0%.
The Rob finisher.
The Rob finisher. There's also a karma system in the game.
Yeah.
So when you are talking to people, there is a karma system. They're very black and white on their karma system. It's not, the witch is a little bit like, which is really the good choice.
Yeah, I did
And
not
then like
intend
Mass
for this to
Effect
happen.
is like the old red and blue.
Yes.
Love an old red and blue system.
Yeah.
But the karma can affect a lot of things, like how the tribe see you and interact with you.
Right.
However, and they did stress this, they do not lock out content.
Right, okay.
So if you've got bad karma, there aren't places you can't go. There aren't quests you won't be able to have.
Gotcha.
They're not going to lock you out for wanting to play like Rob.
Right. That's good news for Rob, anyway.
It is good news for Rob. I love all these little creatures.
Yeah, this character was cool. Did we go on his quest? I couldn't.
We do.
Right.
So again, the quest we're about to do is actually quite deep into this character's route. But again, they've cut it for the sake of a demo, so it just makes sense for people on the show floor.
Yeah.
And for you guys watching at home, because as much as I'm sure you're enjoying this, you probably wouldn't watch 4 hours of us.
I
You
wouldn't
might
watch
do,
that.
actually. You might
No.
do. So here we are in another area. So like when we had the radioactivity,
Yeah.
now we've got low oxygen. And as you can see, this is now decreasing. So obviously if we're out of oxygen, we're going to die. Now, they've said this is decreasing actually really quickly. And they said they were being kind in this demo. So
Oh, wow,
the
okay.
difficulty and whatnot in this demo is shifted slightly to obviously help people on the show floor. So this little guy is like a master engineer, and we have got a special vehicle that helps us in these no oxygen zones.
Right.
But he needs a special part for it, and that is what we've gone to collect.
I see.
So now that we have the special part,
Mate, that no oxygen zone was no joke.
we can come here and finish crafting it.
I saw, and what I did pay attention to, I really wanted them to choose the duck hat, and they didn't. But they have only allowed the helmet area of this mech to be customizable. But in the full game, all of it is customizable.
Oh, and again, if you go back and watch some of their old trailers and see some of their old screenshots, you can see different examples of what's been created.
Yeah.
But again, they were
They
like,
don't
people
want
will just
people-
spend forever.
Yes.
So let's just talk about how interactive this kind of is. So it's run off oil, like the oil that seeps through the world.
Yeah.
So they will suck up the oil and it will fill the little canister.
So that's your kind of on-the-go fuel.
On-the-go fuel. As you can see, I think what do they call them, squibs?
Maybe squiffs.
Squiffs.
I can't remember.
These really, really adorable little raccoon things that are living in your backpack.
Yeah.
Now, again, for the sake of, I'm like a broken record, for the sake of the demo, they've sort of
Simplify.
simplified it a little bit. But these little things can be shot out
Yep.
as bait.
Yep.
Bait against these, muck puff.
Again, the cuteness contrasted with the post-apocalypticness, I'm still getting used to it.
So now that the little raccoon things are out there, the muck puffs are all chasing, which means we can get behind them. Now what you'd be able to do in the final game is also suck up the muck puff
Right,
and have them
as
in
well.
your backpack, and they'd do something else. But that guy who's fixed your mech,
Yeah.
he also wants you to collect them. like Pokemon style.
Oh, I see.
To go collect all the little monsters. But again, we know it's not something
Just
we're doing
hoover
here.
everything.
So we did a little bit of hoovering there.
But you can't see them in the back.
Because we're not. It's,
That's not what we're doing today.
That's not what we're doing today. But yeah, this is like, now you can traverse this world. And I said, like, to go this kind of distance, it's going to take you a really long time. You're like 1 meter tall in a 4x4K world.
Yeah.
So you need these kind of things to help you traverse.
Yeah, they were talking about the scale of the world and how long it will take to get around it, and also we are about to come up against one of the biggest things in the world.
See him snacking on the Tree of Life roots?
Yeah, he's a
snacky boy.
There are 5 snacky boys.
Well, now, well, when I was talking to them before, it's not necessarily, they've hinted at, always a snacky boy making the roots sad.
We should say world eater, because these are the things which are devouring the roots of the world tree.
Oh, look at him, he's a nasty boy.
He's horrid. He is really horrid. A jumbo puff. A jumbo puff. And now we've been eating too. And I really like the mechanic here of again we weren't playing it, and at this point
now we can just go, we're definitely not the ones playing.
So I mean, they do better than us, but also they didn't do as well as they expected. But the reason that tongue came out is because the squifts were being fired
really
as bait to and then once he sticks his tongue out to eat them, then you can get in there and do some damage.
Yeah. Like you snap his tongue back at him, poor squifts.
I mean, he's kind of horrible. The jumbo puff is,
He does look a bit fluffy though, doesn't he?
He's beyond cute.
Look at that, just tear that building down.
Yeah, I was really enjoying the kind of.
But they were also talking about like moving him around the world, kind of like impacts. If he gets too close to certain items, he might start using them against you.
I think we're going to see that.
I think we do see that a bit later on. So you've even got to think about where you're manoeuvring.
Steer him away from the electrical
there it is.
cables.
Now he's got an electric whip.
So that's what you wanted, wasn't it? No, the answer is no, we didn't.
No, that we did not. So now he's just being a whippy boy.
Yeah,
and it's not great.
And again, like I couldn't tell whether for demo purposes the difficulty of this boss had been turned down, but it seemed really tough anyway.
Well, they kept saying, "Oh, we've made this be easier for the demo. We've made this be easier for the demo," and then he got his ass kicked. And I was watching this, I was like, "It's quite tough."
Oh, one of the points they made though, which is why it's good in a way that we've seen a defeated screen, is that you pop back in at not at the beginning of the boss, but at the stage that you left the boss.
A bit like a phase change. So if you'd gone to phase 2 or 3, you'll come in at phase 2 or 3, which quite frankly, someone like me probably needs.
I appreciate it.
But he's back there being a whippy boy.
Yes, he is. Yeah, that moor is really unpleasant. I like kudos to Biomutant. That is like right on the whole. I'm still getting my head around the whole style.
Right.
Oh, the helmets come off.
Yeah, so now we're suffocating again. This is a low oxygen zone.
Oh man.
So now not only
against the clock, I did not realise this when we were watching.
Yeah, so now we're choking as well.
Right. So it was so we best fire those small animals as quickly as we can.
Oh, the poor small animals.
Stab on the tongue. Now set him on fire. Do the rockets.
They also made a mention that the mech suit, they wanted to feel as good in combat as it does when you're not in it, because they pushed like that DMC, that slick combat.
Right, yeah.
So they pushed it when you're in the mech, it's that same kind of combat combo system, and it should feel just as good.
I've only just remembered that this whole bit of the game happened.
Yes. Look at my poor squiff.
We are now inside, along with all the little animals that he's eaten. Unfortunately, this is a failure, isn't it? This is a death screen. We have been digested and partially re-ingested there into the world.
Yeah, I forgot this happened.
I was like, is this just some strange twist in this boss battle? Where
I thought that as well. They were like, oh, that's a game over.
But that's and I was sort of glad. I didn't want to have to re-enter the boss from any other angle.
So there's plenty of goop.
Yeah, this is a really kind of unpleasant part of the boss battle. Again, like trying to use the mutation there, the biomutation, that was like a little bit of mucus bubble that didn't quite work. I guess at this point we're trying to smash the heart from the inside.
Yes, from the inside.
It reminds me of an old God of War boss battle from years and years ago.
I was going to go with Lord Jabju, but
I can't remember who it was. Was it Gaia? I don't know. I don't want to spoil anyone for who hasn't played the really now quite a long time ago, God of War.
The thing with boss battles, it's always really interesting to see how you're going to handle the phase changes.
Yeah.
And this one's just mental. Like, it just wasn't ready to be swallowed by it.
No, and I like that this game goes in directions that I would not have expected. Like that one there that we just saw. All of this really is extremely unusual, and that is part of its charm. And it's really interesting to see how it comes together with the kind of the gameplay which was nascent, when we last saw the game. I think after this, so that's obviously like the root of the world tree is kind of a bit healthier now.
Yay!
And we've done some good. And what we're going to see now is just like a kind of
montage.
a trailer to play us out with some kind of other gameplay elements and some things that may make a bit more sense, having like heard us talk about the rest of the game.
Look how lush that looks.
Like obviously different builds, different outfits.
Oh, the outfits you can
powers.
go crazy on as well. There's some insane stuff, and it can affect your stats too. Yeah, mounts help you get around the massive world they've made.
Is that like a super donkey? And also a hint that perhaps one of the areas that you investigate to get to another one of the world eaters will be submerged.
Yes.
Which I liked a lot.
Look at all the different colour ones.
I know. And
with Tinker Tonk.
Yeah, and you were kind of saying about the characters really reminding you of like old school platforming.
Yeah.
And I think that's so very, very true.
Yeah, like it was just that really kind of 90s vibe, but made darker and more modern.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of odd and kind of like almost trollish, Scandinavian, folky. It's a very interesting mix. Yeah, I'm not sure. Are you right? Can you ride a rocket, or you just send other people to be blown up on the rockets? But here's the submerged section, another kind of vehicle that you can.
Yeah, so one of the world eaters is down there. You can see this is like a modified. That's basically what we were in, but much more.
Sucking up loads of oil.
They were saying one of the world eaters might, be on top of a building as well, so if we were to fly up there.
Well, look, that's our new look at Biomutant in 4K. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Do leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to PlayStation Access. Hit the bell if you actually want to hear about our videos. Stay tuned to the channel. We've got loads more coming up.
For the players.